Welcome back to Steve Robb Reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing this torque wrench. It's the ACDelco 3/8 drive digital torque wrench. Okay, so right off the bat you're watching actually a real review channel. This is not a commercial for this thing, but right off the hop I started reading the instructions and I'm starting to think this is the biggest piece of crap I ever bought. And you know, when you're designing a tool that says ACDelco on it and you have instructions like I'm going to show you here, well, it goes right downhill fast. This thing better perform a lot better than the instructions. So the first thing I'm going to do is take you over the instructions, and I'm going to tell you why this thing here is the biggest piece of crap I ever spent for 125 bucks so far. Now it's got to do a lot of redeeming features to actually make it to my grade, but yeah, you're actually watching a real review channel. Not somebody's just going to blow a bunch of smoke up your you-know-what to tell you how great this thing is, when they all read the same instructions I did and nobody come across this. Let's take a look. Okay, let's start off right here. It comes in a case, big deal, who cares? Okay, I got this little bit of a test rig set up here. I showed this in the past, how these 3 bolts work. And I've torqued each one down to 10, 20, and 30 foot-pounds. And these are the torque wrenches that I've always used. I never had any problem with them. I thought I'd buy one of these because, you know what, I got more money and brains, right? So yeah, this is the unit right here, and we are going to take a look at the instructions. And you tell me, would you put a product out like this that says these things? Okay, so this is where it started to go downhill for me right off the hop. First thing you have to do is, well, I read the manuals. I read every manual. And I come to item number 1 there. Prepare 4 new coin cells of AAA alkaline batteries. What the hell is a coin cell of an AAA alkaline battery? Item number 2 there, install batteries in the battery cartridge. Okay, I could figure that all out. Let's get on to the next page. Okay, let's get on here to the memory functions. The system will memory the mode and unit selection which you set, even you coin cells. What the hell is that crap? I don't know who they're trying to sell this stuff to, but I'm telling you right now, they're pissing me off big time. Let's get on to the next page. Okay, so now we're on to 2 different modes here. You got trace mode and peak mode. When in track mode. Okay, I thought we're in trace mode. What the hell is this when in track mode? The wrench will display real-time torque. Peak mode, when in peak mode, the wrench will hold the highest measured reading on the display until 0 clear by pressing and releasing the power button. Okay, I could follow that, but can somebody explain to me in trace mode, then it says when in track mode. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, this review is going right downhill fast. Yeah, this thing better perform. So there's 2 modes, and it's track, trace, God knows what it is, right? And then the other mode. And the reason why I bought this, well, it's turned out I'm pretty stupid, right? So, okay, so we're going to take a look at this a little closer. But, you know, just because the instructions are bad doesn't mean this thing is all bad, right? So we're going to go on the premise that they put ACDelco on this, they jammed it in a box and just said, hey, go with it, right? So, yeah, we're going to take a look at this, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you, you know, like it's 5 to 50 Newton meters, and it's, you know, around, like, I don't know, 2 pounds. I don't know what it is. I don't even know if these things are even real. You know, like on the box here, it says torque range 3.7 to 36.9 foot-pounds. All I use is foot-pounds and inch-pounds, and the metric, and well, up the yazoo with the metric, right? So this provides, you know, the standard measure that I understand. I don't do Newton meter stuff, and I'm going to go over here to the workbench, and we're going to see if this thing is actually reliable and accurate. And you know, one thing I just did look over it a bit. It does feel like it doesn't feel cheesy or anything. It feels okay to me. I mean, if you really want to delve into the specs and, you know, have somebody sell you something, you can go watch a whole bunch of YouTube channels now with all these review channels that, you know, they're going to sell you this. Like, it's perfect, right? So, but one thing I do like is it's got the little release here for your sockets. And you know, that's, okay, so I'm saying something positive about this, right? And yeah, you got to take the end off here, and you got to put your own batteries in. It doesn't come with batteries. Okay, so that's fine. And you know, it's got buttons, you know, up and down, you know, and the different modes and all that. You can figure it out, right? So the only thing that you need to know about a review is, well, does this thing actually work? So let's go over to the bench here, and let's see if this actually can work. Because I know my little Mickey Mouse, you know, 1/4 inch, 3/8 and 1/2 inch drive, click type torque wrenches, well, they've always worked for me. Now this thing here, is this digital stuff really good? Well, we're going to find out, because I'm going to put it up against the best. And this here, we're going to find out if it's a piece of crap or whether it's worth something you should consider buying. Okay, you ready? So I got this set at 30. We're going to start off on the 30 first, and I'm just going to pull the handle here and see what it does. Okay, it's right on the 30, so I'm saying okay, and then I'll crank it down. But I don't know, you got to set it back to 0, and you know, then you got to wait till it starts flashing. Then you got to turn it down to say we're going to go to the 20 here. I don't know if you can see this or not, but yeah, I'm cranking it down to 20, and it's right on 20. Right there. So let's see if this thing here will do 20. Just turn it. Actually, it's right on the money. Like, I'm surprised it's right on the money. So when you want to try to, you know, lower your torque next, well, you can't. You have to actually like zero it out. Then you have to come back to, starts to flash on you. All right, there you go. As soon as it starts to flash, you can lower it down. We're going to go down to 10. Like, the display on this really sucks. You know, it's kind of glitchy, kind of, you turn at the wrong angle and you can't see nothing. But you know, most of the time I don't see what I'm doing half the time anyway. So anyways, we'll finish flashing. And okay, we'll try the 10. Let's see what the 10 does. Okay, let's just back that off a bit. Now, it automatically went on the peak mode there, and I didn't want it on the peak. I want it on the trace or track, like they call, right? So let's just zero out of that. And I guess I went to the other mode there. Okay, there we go there. So let's try this again. Okay. Actually, it's dead on. I am surprised. So now I'm going to show you another piece of paperwork that, well, you're just going to be amazed. Okay, so what are we looking at there? We're looking at the certificate of calibration. I have probably got, I can't think of one torque wrench that I ever bought, and I would say this one here, my 1/4 inch, I think I paid like $19.99 at Princess Auto, and it is like pretty accurate. So, and I got a certificate of calibration on it. So I started to go on YouTube, and I looked around for a couple of different videos if I could find on this particular unit. And there was lots on the 1/2 inch, or they make a another one that's close to this, but it goes up to 150 foot-pounds. And but I never seen any on this particular unit itself, the 3/8, the small one. And well, I did find one, and this is one of them pretend. You know, like one of them pretend, yeah, they're bogus review channels that pretend that they're actually reviewing tools independently, but they're actually just a big commercial for the power tool manufacturers. And guess what I seen? The exact same stamp, but I did take a look at the specs, and they must have a random kind of generator that puts out different numbers. But how many of you believe in these certificates of calibration when you got a $100 tool or a $19 tool? I don't know. I don't know the difference myself. But when I see Tommy Lee here on every one of these, I'm wondering, wow, that guy must be good, because they make millions of these a year. And, you know, it does come with a, you know, a little bit of a section on how you can tear the thing apart. You know, I don't know what you're going to do with that. And of course, this manual, this is rock solid information right here for, you know, for somebody. And for all the people that are in Europe that use the metric a lot, well, I imagine you will be impressed with reading this if you can figure out, well, what it actually means. But so far, I would say, is this thing a buy or is it a piece of crap? Okay, was this a buy or a piece of crap? I'm saying, like, I got my value, I think, out of I paid under $150, including tax and everything. But I always wanted to try, you know, one of these small ones, you know, because really, in reality, I'm not doing any torquing except like wheel nuts or something with like using a 1/2 inch torque wrench. But down at the lower levels, like doing a water pump on an LS engine, well, you got to do it in 2 stages. And I tell you what, so many times I've done it with my click wrench, and I'm always saying, oh wow, this does feel like it's, you know, it's kind of spongy, and it's, you know, you're not too sure if you're over torquing and you're second guessing your torque wrench. But no, this was pretty spot on. I'm surprised it was spot on. I don't really care for the display that much. Yeah, I can figure it out. It's kind of gimmicky with the going between the different modes. And if you don't hold it at the right, you know, you can see it, the reflection there. If you just don't hold it at the right level there, well, the display is crap, right? I don't like the display at all. But you could go watch a whole bunch of other reviews on YouTube, and you'll see how good this is. And nobody's going to say anything like I have because, well, I'm doing real reviews, right? So what do I say overall? If I was going to grade this out of 10, I'd give it like a 6. You know, like this isn't a snap-on, right? You know, it's not a CDI. It's not like a lot of, you know, precision instruments. And you know, this is exactly what I paid for. I'm not getting anything more out of this than what I paid for. I guarantee you that. But so far, it's pretty accurate. Now, I'll do a long-term review over the future to see how this thing holds up. And, you know, you may see this in the garbage can in the near future. I'm not too sure. So thanks for joining me here today. And if you haven't seen this channel before, well, you're in for a treat. You're watching real reviews on Steve Rob Reviews. Come back again. And let's have some more fun. Cheers.